By 8 o'clock, most of our teams are out of the Carling Cup and the political parties go off to the seaside for their annual conference.
The next general election is less than a year away, so all the parties are hoping to put on a good show to win over voters. Today the Greens are gathering near Brighton in confident mood. Our political correspondent Andrew Sinclair reports.
Last weekend in Cambridge, the Greens held a garden party for local activists to celebrate a successful summer. Their first seat on the county council, more votes than the Labour Party at the local elections. And now they think they're in with a chance of winning here at the next general election.
People, I think, see the three main parties as forming a very tight consensus in the centre ground now. There's not much difference between them, and voting for any one of them, you get the same policies. I think the Green Party now coming forward with a really quite a different offer, a genuinely joined-up agenda.
The Greens have had a good year, adding to their number of councillors in Norfolk and winning for the first time in Suffolk and Cambridgeshire. They nearly took a Euro seat, and they increased their vote substantially in the Norwich North by-election. People are turning to the Greens, partly because of concern for the environment, partly because of disillusionment with the main parties. Will the Greens just be a place for protest votes, or will they find a way to make that big breakthrough? Andrew Sinclair, BBC Look East.
Well, earlier I spoke to Adrian Ramsay, Deputy Leader of the Green Party, who's in Brighton for the conference. I put it to him that despite the upbeat words, he must be disappointed the party didn't have more success in the region this year.
I'm very pleased with how we've done in the Eastern region in 2009. We now have councillors in most counties of the region. In Norwich we finished first both in local elections and in the European election level. And yes, it was disappointing to miss out by quite a small margin in getting the European seat in the region. But we're now working very hard to make a breakthrough in Norwich South at the general election.
But you talk about the Norwich North by-election, you actually came 5th behind UKIP. And the same in the European elections. I mean, people aren't looking to you on a national stage, are they? Only on a local stage.
Well, people were looking to us on a European stage. We came a comfortable first in Norwich in the European election. And you have to remember that when we say Norwich, we're talking about the city council area, most of which is in the Norwich South constituency, so we're confident about that support translating to Norwich South at the general election. It didn't translate to Norwich North to the extent where we won, but we did get a massive increase in the vote in an area where we've traditionally been weak. So I was pleased with the Norwich North campaign, but it's Norwich South we're targeting for the general election.
You say we're targeting, but you personally are putting your money where your mouth is and actually hoping to take that seat from the former Home Secretary. That's a little optimistic, isn't it?
Well, it's certainly a challenge, but we desperately need a Green voice in Westminster, whether it's on the economy, on public services or on tackling climate change. Greens have a distinctive voice. We want to reform Parliament, have a cleaner approach to politics. People have looked to us at a local level. We've shown that we're a strong challenger, and when it comes to the general election, Norwich is one of our best prospects in the country for that breakthrough.
Aren't you worried really that you are just a protest vote and in a general election people will return to the main parties?
At a general election, the important thing to remember is people are electing their local MP, and I don't want to have a situation where the complacency we've seen in this Parliament goes unchallenged. We need Green voices in there, and we need to look to places like Norwich where we're very strong to make that breakthrough, because we're already ahead on local election vote share quite substantially in the constituency. We've got an excellent chance to defeat Labour and get a Green in. In many parts of the country, it's Labour versus the Tories. That's not the case in Norwich or the places where the Greens are strong.
Adrian Ramsay, thank you very much.
Thank you.